Hi and Assalamualaikum to Madam. My name is Farhana binti Rosli and my ID number is 5721222503. Today, I and all my group members will present our technical report and we choose topic social media and influencer in the life of teenagers. First of all, I will explain what is influencer. Influencer is an individual that have ability to shape, affect, gain trust and purchasing decision on others through their presence of digital platforms such as social media, blog, YouTube or podcast. Influencer build this impact by constantly creating attractive content that teenagers and also kids nowadays love like lifestyle blog, cooking blog and so on. Influencer can be grouped into different levels based on the size of their audience and how far their content reach, such as nano influencer, micro influencer, macro influencer, and mega or celebrity influencer. For instance, nano influencer have a big number of followers, but they're really close with the audience. For example, influencer in Malaysia is Aki Zulkifli. Their target audience among the kids because most of the content about kids friendly and easy to understand by the kids and genuine connection with their audience, which leads to higher engagement and strong trust. In today's digital world, influencers play a meaningful role in how people discover information, form opinion, and make decisions. Instead of feeling like a sales pitch, influencer content often feel like advice from a friend, someone people look up. Next, I will explain about the problem statement, which is they have 3 issues among teenagers that can be influenced by the influencer, which is the first one is effect on academic and social behavior. The COVID-19 era turned essential tools into distraction. Virtual learning saw a rise in academic neglect, where students log in for the attendance but prioritize gaming and sleeping. The results are now surfacing in national statistics. In 2024, 800 candidates keep the SPM written exam and they have the mindset of youth see traditional education aspect to corporate career. Second is misleading perception of authenticity. Social media is the first thing we check because it's a hub for everything, entertainment, education, and connection. However, this constant exposure creates an unhealthy obsession, which is curated lifestyle of others. Where people cannot keep up with this artificial brand, the consequences is people with stress and disappointed, financial stress, and burnout to achieve the perfect perfection. Last but not least is potential for social media seeking validation. Social media validation acts as a digital drug, where every like trigger a dopamine hit and creates a fragile sense of self-worth. This dependency forces individuals to sacrifice their audacity, altering their identity to please an anonymous audience. Next is about research question. The research question that I have is, first, to investigate how misleading perception of authenticity. Second is to examine the link between the needs for social media validation, which is like or comments, and the declining interest for formal education. And third is to analyze how the advice from a friend person is used to sell products that are low quality or unnecessary. And lastly, I will talk about the significant study. This study is significant because it seeks to peel back the layer of digital perfection and it has become the standard of happiness for today's youth. At its head, we must understand that behind every like and share, there's a young person often struggling with their identity and self-esteem. Furthermore, this research carries a critical message for parents and educators regarding to dopamine loop fueled by social media validation. Lastly, the importance of this study lies in effort to safeguard the future education and the national workforce. Statistics showing thousands of students abandoning critical exams like a SPM to pursue influencer fame is a warning sign that cannot be ignored.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurdan Atira. I will present our literature review regarding the impact of social media on teenagers. Let's start with the current situation and the theory behind the study. First, we define social media as digital tools that allow people to create and share content. For teenagers aged 30 to 19, apps like TikTok and Instagram are not just for fun. They are essential for building their identity and staying connected with their peers. Looking at the local context, Malaysia has a very high internet penetration rate of over 97%. A worrying statistic from my research showed that 25% of Malaysian children spend more than 5 hours every single day on social media, which is a significant portion of their time. Furthermore, influencer culture is huge here. 86% of Gen Z in Malaysia follow influencers. These influencers don't just share photos, they shape lifestyle choice. While some edu influencers give study tips, others might promote unrealistic get rich quick mindset or impossible beauty standard. To understand this, I am using Albert Bandura's social cognitive theory. This theory explains that teenagers' behavior is not random. It is interaction between environmental factors like the influencer they watch, personal factors such as their self-esteem, and behavioral factors like their actual study habit. Moving on to the effects, my review found that overusing this platform leads to academic fatigue and procrastination because teenagers often multitask between homework and scrolling. Their attention span are becoming shorter, making it harder to focus on complex school tasks. Physiologically, there is a mix of effect. On the positive side, social media provide emotional support and maintains friendship. However, the negative side are serious. Teenagers often fall into social comparison where they feel inferior to others. This leads to a constant need for validation through likes and increase the risk of cyberbullying. So why is this study necessary? I found three main gaps in current research. The first one is most studies are done in Western countries, so we lack data on Malaysia culture. Next, there is not enough specific research on the impact of influences compared to general social media use. Lastly, many studies look at academic or mental health separately, but few look at both together. Finally, this project is justified because it fills this gap. By providing local data, we can help Malaysian parents and teachers better understanding how to guide our teenagers toward responsible and healthy social media habits. That's all from me. I will let next presenter to continue the next part.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Azira binti Azli and my ID number is 572122259291. I would like to present a Chapter 3 Research Methodology. This section explains the overall method used to conduct the research. First, research design. This study uses a quantitative research design. Data was collected using an online questionnaire, which is Google Form. The study aims to examine the effects on social media on teenagers' academic and social behavior. For participants, respondents consist of teenagers aged 13 to 21 years old. Participants include students from secondary school, pre-university, diploma and degree levels. The main equipment used in this research include smartphones, tablets and computers. These devices were used by respondents to assess and complete the Google Form questionnaire. Internet access was also required to distribute and collect the survey responses. The primary material used in this study is a structured questionnaire created using Google Forms. The questionnaire consists of closed-ended questions such as multiple choice and Likert skills questions. The machines used in this research include laptops, desktop computers and mobile devices. These machines were used for designing the questionnaire, distributing the survey and analyzing the collected data. Google Forms automatically stored responses in digital format, which reduced manual errors. For techniques, the survey was distributed online using a Google Form link. The link was shared through social media platforms such as WhatsApp and Telegram. This study uses convenient sampling as the sampling technique. Participants were collected based on their availability and willingness to participate in the survey. Data collection was conducted through responses submitted via Google Forms. Once respondents completed the survey, their answers were automatically recorded in the system. Data demographic includes information such as age, gender, and educational level. Social media behavior data focuses on respondents' frequency of social media use, preferred platforms, and time spent online daily. It includes questions related to the type of content they consume, such as influencer videos, lifestyle content, or educational content. This data helps to determine how actively respondents engage with social media. Influence data examines how social media influences affect respondents' academic motivation, self-perception, purchasing decision, and need for social validation. Questions in this section measure respondents' agreement with statements related to authenticity, comparison, and emotional impact.
Assalamualaikum, and I'm Nur Shamita Bishuko, want to present chapter 4, which is the finding and discussions. First is respondent background and social media usage. For this study, a total of 162 respondents participated in the surveys. In terms of age, most of the respondents were between 60 to 20 years old. Specifically, 42.6% were aged 60 to 80 years, followed by 40.7% aged 90 to 20 years only, and only 30% were aged 22 years and above. This shows that the majority of respondents are young students, which is suitable for this study. And next, based on gender, 54.9% of the respondents were male, and while 45.1% were female. This indicates a fairly balanced gender distribution, so the data is not biased toward one gender. And for education level, most respondents were undergraduates, which is 38.9%. This is followed by 34.6% from secondary school and 21.1% for pre-university level. This means our respondents come from various educational backgrounds. Moving on the research question 1, which is focused on the social media usage. And the results show that most respondents use social media every day and spend more than 3 hours per day on social media platforms. And many respondents also reported that they use social media before sleeping, which show that social media has become part of their daily routines. And overall, this indicates that social media is deeply integrated into student everyday life. Now, let's move to research question 2, which examines the impact of social media on student academic behavior. Based on the findings, many students agree that social media distract them for doing their homework. Students often check social media while studying, which affect their ability to focus and concentrate. And in addition, social media was found that reduced student focus during classes. And notification, message, and entertainment content such as short video easily distract students during learning seasons. And the results also show that excessive social media usage decreases student motivation to study. And compared to the academic works, social media context is more entertaining and making studying feel less interesting. Overall, these findings suggest to uncontrolled social media usage can negatively affect academic performance, especially in terms of focus, motivations, and productivity. For the research question 3, the study focused on the students' social behavior. The results showed that social media helps students communicate more easily with their friends, and it allows quick communication without the need for face-to-face interactions, especially for busy students. Many respondents also feel more confident expressing themselves online themselves online compared to the face-to-face communications. Social media give them space to share opinion without feeling pressure or embarrassed. And however, some respondents prefer online communications over physical interaction, which may reduce real-life social skill if it becomes excessive. It is shown that social media can be both beneficial and harmful depending on how it is used. And also, in conclusion, the studies show that social media has both positive and negative effect on students. It can improve communication and self-confidence, but at the same time, it can negatively affect academic performance and focus. Therefore, balance and control usage of the social media is very important to maintain good academic result, healthy social relationship, and overall student well-being.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurahim binti Muhammad Faizal. For chapter 5, I will be presenting the conclusion and recommendations of our study. First of all, this chapter focuses on three main parts, which are the overall conclusion of the study, recommendation based on the findings, and suggestions for future research. Based on the findings discussed in chapter 4, it can be concluded that social media has a strong influence on teenagers' academic behavior, social interaction, and psychological well-being. The majority of respondents use social media daily and spend more than 3 hours per day online. This shows that social media has become a major part of teenagers' daily routines. In terms of academic behavior, the study found that excessive social media use negatively affects students' focus and motivation. Many respondents admit that social media distracts them while doing homework, studying, and even during classes. Constant notifications and entertainment content make it difficult for students to concentrate, which eventually reduce their interest in learning and academic performance. From the social perspective, social media plays both positive and negative roles. On the positive side, it helps teenagers communicate easily with friends and express their opinions more confidently. Many respondents feel more comfortable sharing their thoughts online compared to face-to-face interaction. However, the study also found that excessive use may reduce real-life communication skills, as some students prefer online interaction rather than direct communication. Based on these findings, several recommendations are proposed. Firstly, parents and educators should monitor and guide teenagers' social media usage more effectively. Setting time limits, especially during study time and before sleeping, can help students improve focus, sleep quality, and learning motivation. Guidance should focus on awareness, not punishment. Secondly, schools should introduce digital literacy education. Teenagers need to be taught how to think critically about influencer content, especially regarding misleading lifestyles and unrealistic success shows on social media. This can help reduce social comparison stress and unhealthy validation-seeking behavior. Thirdly, influencers should be encouraged to act responsibly by being transparent with sponsored content and avoiding promotion of unrealistic lifestyles. Positive and educational content can help shape healthier mindsets among teenagers. For future research, it is recommended that researchers use a mixed method approach by combining surveys and interviews to gain deeper understanding of teenagers' experiences. Future studies can also focus on specific types of influencer or conduct long-term studies to observe the lasting effects of social media on academic achievement and mental health. In conclusion, this study highlights the importance of balanced social media usage. While social media offers benefits in communication and self-expression, excessive use can negatively affect academic performance, social skills, and self-identity. With proper guidance, awareness, and self-control, teenagers can use social media in a healthier and more positive way.